Right. You know what I was looking into though? Check this out, people. I was looking into the similarities, and in fact, most likely, what is presumably, I'm going with the kind of suggestive research that I've come across, that some or a god, one of the popular gods, or in fact, sorry, let me rephrase it, the most popular god from Petra and the Nabatean kingdom is called Dhushera. Now, or Dhushera, as some say. Now, what I was reading into was some research suggesting that Dhushera is actually Shiva from the Hindu belief. And it's quite fascinating when you start looking into the parallels of, because Dhushera was this kind of black stone, black block, a bit similar to the Shiv Lingam kind of thing. I know the fertility, but so what you have from Shiva, very similar. That is the Dhushera embodied, and also symbolic around the thing being snakes, which also is symbolic of Shiva, the bull, and the kind of the thing with Shiva as well, and the whole. But it was quite interesting. I was reading into some of this. It's suggesting that along the trade route, because the Nabatean Empire were, I mean, they had like a mercantile empire, so they were merchants. That they survived on being merchants because they were at the center of the silk routes, right? So people bringing silk in from China, from India, coming that way into the Middle East. From here you could either go on to Africa or you could go up into Europe. So the interesting thing was that perhaps those people, or maybe some of the Nabateans that went to India to bring back the spices and the silk and things like this, were influenced by this particular god, and they kind of reenacted the whole thing. And there is also a festival, you see, that is the Dhushera in Hindu kind of practices, and although that is linked with, I believe, Durga and things like this, but it still is ultimately associated with Shiva as well. So what the researcher had said was that maybe most likely some of these Nabateans that were frequenting India may have coincided with the Dhushera festival, which lasts for many days, and then replicated that back home in a similar way, and ended up kind of associating the name not just with the place but then with the god. So Dhushera being Shiva. I just found that very fascinating. It's something I'm still reading into.